Hello and welcome back to the Power of Personal Branding and Manifestation podcast with your host. It's me, Malika, content creator, entrepreneur, and your girl to personal branding and manifestation. I want to talk about having a magnetic habit for yourself that are gonna set you up for success. If you're here and you want to feel magnetic, you want to feel like your fucking soul is recharged, you're feeling fucking good, all right? These are the habits that you're going to want to add into your routine, add into your life, so that you can wake up every fucking day and be on the right path to being that fucking girl that you want to be, to stepping into your rich girl era, into your successful content creator era, to your successful business era. You know what I mean? Like, all these things are so important, and the way we do things, the way we think, the way we live our lives does impact everything that is going to happen around us, truly. So, I mean, I don't mean to say that's in a scary way. That kind of sounded scary when I said it. Okay, let's just get into it. First of all, every single day, you need to wake up and be willing to choose to step into your power. And I say choosing because it is a choice. Because first thing I'm going to say about this is that doubts are always going to cause you a downfall, okay? Like, entertaining doubts is what makes us doubt ourselves, create inconsistency in what we're doing, makes us not feel great about ourselves. Like, doubts, if we entertain them, are always going to be like our roadblock. They're always going to be our downfall. And so choosing not to entertain our doubts is going to empower you so much. They're just fears that are not even happening right now. And so this also includes not overthinking your content and changing it every single week. Or let's say you posted a piece of content and it's maybe not doing like the best ever, and all you want to do is take it off your social media. You're like, you just want to delete it, whatever. But the thing is, this is you having doubt. This is you not being in your power. This is you not being confident in yourself. This is you being scared. This is an action like rooted in fear. And if you want to step into your power every fucking day, you can't act on fear. If you feel like you want to do an action because you're fearful, it is not the right action. You want to always take inspired action, okay? And the content thing is a perfect example, because I know a lot of you feel that way. Like, you post a piece of content and then you just want to delete it if it's not doing well, or you overanalyze everything that you're saying or how you look, and then you just want to delete it. That's not you being in your power. That's not you being in your power. And you need to be in your power. You created that piece of content, okay? Own it. Own it. And so every time it comes up, like, you need to start being aware of, like, when does this happen? Do I do this often? And am I trying to, like, keep it going in my head? And I, like, think about every single thing that could happen, every single thing that maybe I'm doing wrong. Or are you making a stop to it and you're like, you know what? No, like, this is what I'm fucking doing. Who cares if it's good or not good? I'm just going to try it, right? And a habit that is so important to have is to be able to make decision and not wonder if it's the right one. It's to, like, pick something anyway and do it anyways, even if you don't even know if it's gonna work. Okay? Like, that's the way you have to do things. Like, I remember this one time when I was building my website and I asked my brother, like, oh, which picture should I put for this? Like, which picture should I put there? And then I had like 3 choices of picture, and I was really like struggling so bad to like choose a fucking picture to put. And like, he was like, it doesn't matter, like, just pick one. Like, it doesn't matter. And I was like, I didn't get it. I was like, no, like, you know, it really matters. Like, I want everything to be perfect, whatever. But like, he was right. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, oh my God. Like, obsessing over like which one is the right one is literally like what's going to cause you to waste so much time. Like, it just makes you waste so much time. And the thing is that maybe if you just pick one, you would have time to like like do so many more other things. You have time to have so many more ideas. You have time to create so much more content. You have time to like do so much more things that maybe at the end of the day it doesn't even matter, because you would have time to like create all those options that like you were like wondering which one was the right one. And when you are able to make a quick decision, you get faster result because your decisions are faster. So that is super, super important. And just realizing that sometimes some shit don't fucking matter. Like for me, like the picture on my website, it did not matter. Like literally, who cares? Like just fucking pick one. Okay, and I need to talk about like having magnetic habits that fuels you and your energy, so that you can put that back into your business, back into your content creation. It needs to be something that is super not related in any way to your business, to your work. We all know that life can get really busy, okay? Especially if you are starting a business, if you maybe are currently running your own business, or if you are just, you know, also juggling your job with your content. You're like doing so many things together. And you know, just like as entrepreneur, like our minds are like occupied all the fucking time. Like I don't know about you, but for me, like I feel like it's so hard for me to shut off my brain, and I'm always thinking about things to implement in my business, new ideas, new content ideas, new things for my podcast, new like marketing strategies. Like, oh my God, like all these things that are running in my head like 24/7. And even though I love my brain, okay, I love my brain, I can have all these things, think about all these things, but yo, our mind is like running 24/7. And sometimes we just need to take a moment to shut it off, to be honest, okay? And this is the first habit I want to talk to you about, is to find something that really relaxes you and makes you disconnect from thinking, because we are thinking all the fucking time, okay? And what I need you to do is to stop thinking. I need you to find something that you can stop thinking other than watching a show or a movie or TV, okay? And not be listening to a podcast, not be listening to, which is really funny because you're probably listening to the podcast right now while doing something. Anyways, but, you know, find something that you can do without listening to something that makes your brain think. You need moments to recharge your brain so that afterward it can come back stronger. Because if you never give it a break, even though you might feel like maybe you don't feel it right now because you're so into your momentum, but trust me, like recharging and disconnecting is going to bring you so much more energy in the long run. I have a few examples for this. So for example, for me, sometimes I'm gonna go and cook for me and my girlfriend, and I'm literally not gonna listen to anything. Like, I'm not gonna listen to a podcast. I'm not gonna watch anything on my phone. I'm just gonna cook, and literally, like, it feels like a meditation. Like, it feels like I'm like just so relaxed. I'm not thinking of anything other than being in the present moment. And that's really what it's about. It's like practicing also being in the present moment. And this can be for you meditating. And meditating doesn't have to be you sitting like this and like not like thinking of anything. Like meditating is just a state where your mind is calm and you are not holding on to any thoughts. So like I said, like this can be so many things. Like this can be, you know, cooking. And this one time was so funny because like I was just cooking and my girlfriend comes down and she's like, oh, you're not listening to anything? Like you're not even listening to music? Like what's going on? And I was like, you know, like this is just making me feel so good. Like I'm like so at peace right now. I'm really enjoying this. And like, yeah, and I was just cooking with nothing on. Or something else that, oh my God, I love fucking doing is painting. I love to go paint. And just like, I don't have to think about anything when I'm painting. I'm just painting and it is the most like relaxing thing for me. And it just makes me recharge. It makes me like use my creativity in another way that is not related to my work. Next habit you're going to want to incorporate in your routine is doing activities. Like that it's daily is the best. If it's weekly, it's great, but daily is the best because this is also going to help you get momentum into other aspects of your life. So let's say you're committed to doing an activity or working out or doing like a walk in the morning every single day. This creates a sense of consistency. This creates you committing to being consistent with something and showing up consistently for that thing. So it's going to create momentum so that you can even put that into your business, into your content, into other things. Because I always say this, but the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And what I love to also do with activities is find new things, like new activities, because sometimes, like, I get it, like sometimes it can get fucking boring because I'm the type of girl that like I can get bored easily, okay? Like so trying new things and being willing to go out of your comfort zone to try new activities, to try new things is so beneficial, because not only you're going out of your comfort zone, so you can also do that again in other aspects of your life, in your business, in your content, and so many other things. But it's also going to maybe fuel new passion. It piques your interest. It gives you this sense of excitement, like, and it also like just helps you recharge your energy. I don't know like if you have ever tried Pilates. Obviously we did it beginner friendly, but it was so recharging for my soul. It was so nice. And also the fact, I think also it really helped the fact that it allowed me to really focus on my breathing while also doing like an exercise. So it was so relaxing, even though it was hard to do. And it was so rewarding, because afterward I was so proud of myself and I was like, oh my god, like this is so amazing, and I really enjoyed it. And it's so important to try new activities, to try new things, because again, this recharge your soul, this recharge your energy, this makes you discover new things that you like, that you can incorporate into your routine, that makes you feel more like you. And next habit is about sparkling new ideas, okay? Which is kind of the opposite of what I was saying in the beginning, which was like, don't think with your brain. But this one is actually about sparkling new ideas in your brain, okay? And this really comes down to being around people that are like-minded. Being around people that are either where you want to be or that are on the same journey as you, that really understand you, that have the same passion as you. Being willing to have conversation with them, to join communities. Next is also planning time for yourself to be able to do the bird overview of whatever you are doing. That is your content, your business, both, okay? Because sometimes you're so caught up in like being in the thing, doing the thing that you're doing, and you're just like stuck in this like hamster wheel of like always doing the same thing. And maybe if you take a step back and you take an overview of everything, there's so many things that you can implement that would maybe save you time, that maybe you don't have to do the same way, that maybe you can implement, and it will increase your result. It will get you better success, better result. You know what I mean? Like, it's so important to have time to like have ideas, and also like give time and give space for yourself to get these ideas to come in, to get to have that time to think about where can I implement like more things that are going to bring me success. Where are the things that I can save time on? For me, what I personally like to do is sometimes I'll just go on a walk, and like I'm not gonna listen to anything, and this is just going to be my like idea walk. Like I'm just gonna have this idea walk, and I'm gonna be in my thoughts and think about all the things. Like I'm literally gonna be talking to myself. Like sometimes like I'm just walking and I'm literally talking to myself in my head. Like recently, actually, I was thinking to my head like, oh my god, like I've been wanting to do for the longest time a TikTok account about my journey with coming out and everything. And I was like, oh my god, like I could totally do this. And I was like, okay, how can I implement this in my schedule so that I'm not like overwhelmed, but I can still do that, because I really want to do that. And so it just like gives you the opportunity to have new projects, to have new ideas that you can implement. The next habit I want to tell you about is practicing gratitude. Practicing gratitude is probably like one of the most important things you can ever do, okay? And why that is because the more you're grateful for what you already have and what you're already doing, the more you are going to have. This is also like a principle in manifestation that I also talked about in another episode. If you want to go and check that out, I'll link it in the description. Having gratitude for yourself and for the things that you have is only going to motivate you more to do more because you feel grateful for yourself. You feel grateful for the things that you're already doing instead of like bashing yourself and being like, I should have done more. I should have done this. Why did I do it like that? I could have done better. Always criticizing yourself is kind of like someone always kicking you down. Like, it's a lot harder to want to do something for someone who's super ungrateful. You know what I mean? Like, if you had a boss that was always like telling you everything you're doing wrong and never like that you're doing a good job, you're gonna want to quit. You're gonna be like, fuck you. Like, you don't appreciate me. You don't like think of me and you don't see the work that I do. You don't see the stuff that I put in. And most of the time, that's how we treat ourselves, right? Because you see yourself not as your boss, but that's what you are. You are your own boss. You are your own boss, girl, okay? So like, you need to start treating yourself as if you are your boss and you're your employee at the same time. So how would you treat your employee? Would you like be like, oh, you're never doing anything right. Oh, you're never doing this. Oh, you're not like, no, you'd be like, oh my God, you did such a great job. Like, keep going. Oh yes, I'm so happy you were able to do this today. Oh, thank you. Oh, like, you know what I mean? Like, practicing gratitude also in the work that you are able to do and the habits that you have and the things that you do is so rewarding because it makes you want to do more things for yourself. Having realistic expectations for, let's say, the work that you want to do for today or the task that you want to get done today. Because sometimes like we just overcharge ourselves and then after we're like, oh, I didn't do that. AKA me, most of the time. I still struggle with that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not gonna say like, hey, yeah, I'm so perfect and like you guys should do like me. Like, no, like I still struggle with that shit. Like, ask my girlfriend, she fucking knows. But like, yeah, I still struggle with that. But what I learned to do is that, let's say I think a task is going to take me an hour, I double that time. I'm like, okay, I think in my head, I want it to take 1 hour. This is what I want. But realistically, it's not going to take me an hour. Next thing you want to implement in your habits, okay? If you want to be successful, if you want to be on the right path, okay? To be in that successful era, you need to use a calendar. Holy shit, I cannot tell you the amount of people that they were always like, oh my God, like, I always forget everything. I'm never on time for things. I forget my appointments. I forget this. And I'm like, do you have a calendar? And they're like, no, I don't have a calendar. I just keep everything in my head. How? Like, it's literally impossible to keep everything in your head. It's literally impossible. And if you feel like you're scattered, if you feel like, even if you're not, you need to have a calendar. I'm telling you, it's going to change your life. Not only you're going to sleep so much better. You are going to sleep so much better when you have a calendar. Why? Because you don't have to think, what do I have to remember to do tomorrow? You just know. You just wake up. You don't have to remember because it's your calendar. You don't even have to know. Okay? And number 2, you are going to be so much more effective with your time. What I personally use is Google Calendar because it's the easiest thing for me and I don't want to use like multiple things. Like, I hate using like multiple things. I know some people love to have like a written down like calendar. You can have that too, but personally on my phone, I use my phone all the time. So obviously that's the best option for me. And you want to have everything in your calendar in one calendar, not like 1,000 calendars. It needs to be in the same one because otherwise, again, it's going to create a scattered brain and we don't want that. So make sure you have that calendar in. Okay, and here's the thing that you also need to start thinking about is that, let's say you do have plans to have your business be successful, to increase your clientele, to have more brand deals, to create content, all these things, okay? At some point, maybe you're not like extremely busy right now, but at some point you will be. And so if you don't already place these good habits in place, when you get more busy, you're not going to be able to be consistent because you're just going to get overwhelmed. But if you would have placed these habits right now, when you do get more busy, it's so much easier to keep going in that same pace. The next habit I need you to implement is working on your confidence. Being in entrepreneurship is honestly the most like self-growth journey you will ever go on, because it just like the more you grow, the more you can achieve. And it also goes in the other sense, like the more you want to achieve, the more you have to grow. And so a habit that I need you to incorporate that can help so much with your confidence is words of affirmation. When you wake up in the morning, okay, I want you to have a fucking list of every single thing you want to be true, that you want to be true in your life, that you want to be true about yourself, that you want to feel about yourself. I'll give you an example for some of mine. I am so magnetic and my energy impacts everyone around me. I don't know if you noticed, but like that affirmation is in the present tense, as if it's already happening right now. And that's how you want your affirmations to be. Another one can be like, I attract money so easily to me. I accept large payments of money. I attract the most amazing clients to me. I always get the most amazing brand deals. Speak them out loud as if they're already happening in the energy that you would say them if you were already that next version of you that has these things. And that's the key element, because that is number one, going to normalize that for yourself. And so you're going to be able to take more the action step to get these things to actually happen. And then when they do happen, you're not even going to be surprised, because you're going to be like, yeah, actually, like that makes sense, because that's what I expected to happen, and that's what happened. And the next thing you're going to want to incorporate within your habits is doing oh my god, why can I say that word? Visualizing, okay? Because it is so important, because this is honestly the key thing to manifesting. And if you want to enter your successful girl era, you need to visualize, okay? And why that is because when you think, let's say, of like when you are in a dream, your brain like can't tell the difference, right? It's like it feels real, your emotion feels real. If you get hurt in your dream, it literally feels like you actually get hurt. And why? It's because it can't tell the difference. And this is the same that we are doing with visualization, because of the fact that even though like maybe you are like, oh, this is me like in my head, but like your subconscious doesn't know the difference. And so what that's going to do is going to train your brain to normalize that reality that you are picturing. And therefore afterward, it's going to be so much easier for you to take the action step, because it's going to be like normal for you. And then when it's actually going to happen, you're going to be like, yeah, actually, like I'm not surprised, because I expected this to happen, because you are normalizing that for your brain. And then you're going to take the action step to get that result. So this is super a powerful habit that you are going to want to incorporate. I love doing this. This worked so many times for me, that it was for brand deals, for getting invitation, for getting PR, for getting clients, for my podcast, like all these things. So I know it works, okay? All right, so that is all for the habits that you are going to want to incorporate within your routine to really just level up, be in your rich girl era, be in your successful girl era, like become magnetic, so that you can like recharge, bring this energy to whatever it is that you want to do, and just be a boss ass bitch, okay? I'll see you here in my next episode next week, same time. If you found this helpful and someone needs to hear this, definitely send it to them. If you are listening to this, definitely take a screenshot, post it on your story, and tag me. I love to see everyone listening. And make sure to leave a comment if you have any questions. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, stay amazing. Thanks so much for tuning in, and don't forget to leave your 5-star rate and review on the podcast. I love to know what you guys think of the episodes, and I will meet you here next week.